What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm James, and today we're out here working on the 2006 Bentley Continental Flying Spur, which is actually the first salvage rebuild project to come to the channel. Now I encourage you, if you haven't watched the videos on this car, to go back and check them all out. Today we have a little issue with the right front suspension. We have a lower control arm bushing, which is bad, and we need to change it. Now let's talk about what's going on the right front. Now, while doing some maintenance, I had this car up on the lift, and I noticed that one of the control arm bushings was bad. So you have two lower control arms. You have a front lower control arm and a rear lower control arm, and you have two uppers. Well, the front lower one had a bad bushing. And here is our replacement part. I'll show you. This is how it is orientated in the car, like so. This is the bushing that's bad. Now, since we're going to be jacking up the car, there's one thing we need to do before we even start working over here on this wheel section, and that's to put the car into jack mode. To put the car in jack mode, you're going to need to turn your key on and come right here to the center console where you see a shock button and you see your suspension leveling button. You're going to hold both of those in for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then you'll be able to look up on your dash and you'll see this little yellow icon, and it'll say jack mode, and that lets you know the car's in jack mode. So obviously you're going to start right here at the wheel. Now you don't want to go taking this wheel off just yet, but depending on the style of wheel you have, you need to remove the center cap. And on these, you just take a little screwdriver in this slot and you pop this little B out. Okay, that would be the first step. Now once you remove that center emblem, you have two 4mm Allen bolts, and you can see I've already got those removed. Now once you get to this point, you don't want to remove the wheel just yet or jack up the car, because you need to loosen this axle bolt right here in the middle. And let me say, it's torqued down pretty good, probably around 150 foot-pounds. You're going to need this 19mm Allen key, as you see here, or something similar. And you're going to need a breaker bar at minimum, and you're going to need to break this thing loose. Now I've already broken this one loose, and you might have to put a cheater bar on the end. But once you get to this point and this bolt's loose, then you can go to removing the wheel. With the wheel off, let's take a look at a few things that need to be removed. So obviously you're going to need to remove this ball joint nut or bolt for your strut, these bolts for the sway bar link, our ride control sensor arm needs to be released down here on the bottom, and you have a bolt for the control arm bushing on the inside. Might be kind of hard to see, but if you look, that arm's actually slid over to the right up against that cross member, and that's not good. That means that bushing is destroyed. You can see that gap there. Look at the gap there. It's real small. So that's why we need to replace this arm. The other things that you're going to need to remove, you're going to need to remove your nut here, because you're going to have to remove the CV axle, because if you look, well, you can't get the arm out because of the CV axle, and just in my opinion, that's poor design. It really is. You're going to need to loosen this nut right here, this 10mm nut, to drain the air off of your strut here. And you're going to need to remove this pinch bolt so you can remove these two arms, and you can swing this whole upright assembly out. Now the Bentley shop manual actually calls for you to remove the brake caliper, but I'm going to hold off on that. If that's something that I can get away with just leaving on, I'm going to. Also, it says to remove the hub assembly, so that's why they want you to remove this. They want you to remove the caliper, the rotor, and then remove the hub assembly, but I'm going to try not to do that if possible. Now down here in the lower ball joint, you just want to break this nut loose until you can get the ball joint itself loose, and then you can remove the nut. Well, that came out a lot easier than I thought. I ended up not having to remove the CV axle because I had a little bit of wiggle here in the ball joint. And obviously, if you look, we have a lot of play because of that bushing up there. So that made it a lot easier. Now comes the fun part, removing this last bolt that we have going through our bushing. Now when they engineered these cars, they put the bolt in and bolted all the subframe section together before they put it in the car. Well, when they put it in the car, guess what? The engine cross member is in the way, so you cannot remove that bolt. There's not enough room to pull it all the way out. Now, the factory instructions say to loosen the nut on the one side, push the bolt out, cut the head of the bolt off, and push it the rest of the way out, and then reinstall the bolt backwards with a brand new bolt, obviously. So that's just what we're going to have to do. So here's a little bit better view of the inner bushing bolt. As you can see, there's not a lot of room here, and there's no way you're going to get that bolt out. So we are going to have to cut the head of that bolt out, which ought to be fun because there's not a lot of room. And then we'll pull it out on this side where there's a nut. And then when we go to put in our brand new bolt, we'll just install it opposite and put the nut on this side, and we will be good to go. Looking at the lower control arm that we removed from the car, you can see it obviously has some damage to this bushing. And now it's time to install our replacement lower control arm. Now, the factory manual calls that you do not reuse any of these bolts and nuts. So if you look here, we have brand new nuts and bolts for all of our application here. And if you cross-reference these numbers from Bentley over to Volkswagen, you can get them from Volkswagen and Audi way cheaper than you can get them from the Bentley dealership. Okay, so we have all our nuts and bolts back in place, and we have everything hand tightened. As you can see here, everything is all tightened up. Now all we need to do is torque everything to the factory Bentley specs. But to do this, obviously you can see we got a jack here to kind of hold the suspension up in position, and you want to torque it in this position because this is where your bushings and everything are mostly going to be when you have the car on its wheels on the ground. Now, the Bentley service manual recommended that you remove a lot of things. Okay, so obviously we don't have the under tray on the car, so we didn't have to remove that. But yes, you would have to remove that if you had it on the car. Also, the Bentley manual calls that you remove your caliper bracket, and your rotor, and your axle, and the hub assembly. And we just proved that you don't have to do any of that, so that can save you a whole lot of time if you go to do this job. So we've saved a whole lot of time by not doing that. So now that we have everything ready, we're going to grab our torque wrench and torque everything down to spec. And there you have it, the wheels back on, everything is completely finished. Now, one thing you want to remember is you don't want to let your jack all the way down, because if you remember, we let all the air out of our air suspension over here on this corner. So we're going to need to take it out of jack mode and start up the car and let it air up and check for leaks. So we're going to come back inside the car. We're going to put a key in. We're going to turn it on. We're going to come back to the middle console here. We're going to hold our two buttons that we used to put it in jack mode. And we should come out of jack mode like so. Now we need to crank up the car so we can get the air suspension to fill up and go back to where it needs to be. And it might be hard to see, but our air suspension is filling up. If you look right there, the fender is definitely rising. So that's a good sign. Now we can lower down our jack all the way and pull it out from underneath the car. So yet another repair to the Bentley has been made. And you know, I really have enjoyed this car. I've had it for 4.5 years, but I believe it might be time to let this one go. I'm going to hate to let it go, but if you look right beside it here, we've got another 2006 Bentley Continental Flying Spur that's coming to the channel soon. So I'd like to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Be sure you check out all my videos on all my other projects and this project. And if these are the type of cars you enjoy, then consider clicking the subscribe button, click the bell so you'll get the notifications. And you can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram.